and welcome to the Audible Meme podcast. Today, I am joined by my regular co-hosts Adam and Sean, and by our chef guest Liam. Today, we will be discussing the
Hey, what's
collapse
up?
of American democracy.
See, it's supposed to be a bit we start with,
Yeah.
not the truth.
But occasionally, you're like,
Well, that's Joseph
Ooh,
ticking off
Joe,
politics on his
Joe.
bingo sheet.
Yeah. To be fair, the opening thing is usually political, but New Year, same podcast, same. Oh shit, boys.
Same shit, different fucking year.
So
What?
we usually outro the podcast with like same pog time,
Same
pog
pog
hour.
time.
They
Yeah.
got rid of pog.
I mean, they got rid of pog for Twitch. They didn't get rid of pog for me.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. They didn't get rid of the
Yeah,
word
I got-
existing.
I'm
Yeah.
just
Stop,
continuing to
Adam,
sign
with
off
the
with
pog.
see y'all later.
Yeah.
Sure, Sean's will stand the test of time. As long as like South America exists, people will be saying y'all. Not South America,
Y'all.
the South of America.
Yippee-ki-yay!
Weird that those are different things.
Yay, 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 yay!
But yeah, since I think we haven't had a podcast in like 2 weeks, which is
Yeah.
not usual for us considering our new schedule.
Yeah,
but
it's kind of a shame that Thursdays
really-
fell on Christmas Eve and New Year's Eve,
yeah,
respectively.
it was not ideal. That's the
It's
reason we haven't had one in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
It's really unusual for
Yeah.
Audible Meme to take a prolonged break between
I
podcasts.
know, that's
yeah, they never do that.
happened before. I'm
I've
so
been
never
watching
happened.
since episode
Guys.
3, and they have never done that before.
really disappointed in my trying to say the word content creators, but I can't. I have a speech impediment.
Adam do
Yeah.
very good talk, very big time.
Should start ending the podcast in same podcast year, same podcast
Does
decade.
anyone notice that I actually fucked up the outro every time I said it? Because I say same pog time, same pog week, but that doesn't make any fucking sense.
Yeah, you also don't always say that. Sometimes you say
Yeah.
same pog hour, same pog week, or just same pog time.
Same
Just
pog,
like random
same pog,
bullshit.
same pog.
Same pog. Same
Point,
pog.
point is, we're not very
Come
good at
this,
podcasts.
come that, come up with a better fucking joke. I love that image. Anyways, you want to get into our topics?
Yeah,
Gilbert?
yeah. So I think since our last podcast was right before Christmas, we should lightly discuss, did everyone have a good Christmas?
It was like Christmas.
Yeah,
it was great.
that's-
It's Christmas.
It occurred.
I think it was
It's pretty
good
good.
because it broke up monotony of like the lockdown basically.
I'm not particularly festive.
It was really good for me until my adopted brother got really shit faced at dinner
Mm.
and started heading out with fat gamer moments. You know.
That's a weird thing of someone to do, and I'm glad I don't know that person, and it definitely isn't.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's
shit. I wonder who
definitely
that
not
could
you.
be. Whoa.
By the way, adopted brother makes me sound like I'm the adopted one. It's Liam, just to clarify, and not by any
I was
legal
adopted.
standpoint.
No. His mother just took me in and said, "Mine now."
Yeah, basically.
Like a baby bird with avian flu.
Yeah. And herpes.
Topical. And herpes. The crabs.
Yeah.
The clap.
Yeah, so to elaborate on what Liam's saying, I had a pretty fucking drunk Christmas compared to
Fucking
the
drunk
average-
New Year's too.
Hey, New Year's was great. Do you know I was actually entirely sober? So we us it was us and two other people, one other person.
Yep, it was us and two other people.
Yeah. Us, so the gang here, and two of our friends all played D&D on Christmas Eve. No, on New Year's Eve, and it was
New
hosted
Year's
by
Eve.
Liam. And I just decided to get shit-faced while we were playing.
Yeah, you were drunk at midday like a functioning alcoholic.
I decided to drink a bottle of Smirnoff Ice. Yeah, I decided to
very
drink
fun.
one bottle while we were playing, but then
You
I
made-
drank
Followed by the
another
entire bottle of
straight
amaretto.
liquor. It
Yeah.
was fun though.
It's fun for you, Chief.
Fun for you.
was
So you
terribly
fell
fun
down
for
the
you.
fucking well.
I think it was fun for everyone.
You can think
D
that.
was fun.
You can think that.
I mean, I'm not sure that my drunkenness added to it, but I don't think it subtracted from it, so it's
Wow.
okay.
You can
It
think
was
that.
definitely-
Anyway,
Oh no. Anyway.
Little Gilbert fell down the well.
Hammond, you fucking donkey!
Yeah. So basically, just because I was drunk, I didn't understand what was happening the whole game because I wasn't paying enough attention. So I just did a bunch of really fucking
It really-
stupid shit.
It really hit its peak when you left the call and phoned me to ask what was going on.
Yeah. And
My
then-
particular
and then
favorite
you
part
came
was when
back.
you came back and then went, Sean, why did you phone me? What are you doing, man? I'm trying to play D&D.
I just
Then Sean
my brain is in the
calmly
fourth
stated
dimension.
what happened, and you're like, "That doesn't sound
That
like that."
doesn't sound like me.
I'm
Ruh-roh, Shaggy.
for anyone listening, if you feel like you can relate to me in this experience, you've been gaslighted because that's what's happening right now, okay? I know that I definitely did not call Sean, and it was 100% the other way
I did not have.
around. You should put politics on the bingo card twice.
I think it is on there. I think he said before we started. I'm just like,
At
I'll
this
take
point,
it off
that's a
before we start.
historical event, though. Like, how long ago does something have to be for you to constitute it as a historical event?
I think Bill Clinton's been a historical event for a while. That was like what, the
I think they're-
fucking 80s?
I think there is actually like a measure of when something becomes a historical event.
No,
I
was
just
it
don't
the
remember
80s?
what it is.
I thought it was
I
10
don't-
years. I thought it was a decade.
It's I mean,
Because when we went to school,
Yeah,
in Scotland, you do social studies, or no, what's it called?
modern studies.
Modern studies, and they stopped being allowed to teach us about 9/11 because it was considered history after a certain
Yeah,
point.
it got moved into history class instead of
Yeah,
modern studies.
history is anything that happened in the past. So you think about anything that.
Oh wow! Fucking
wow,
right.
thanks,
thank
Sean.
you
That's
for
that narrows
you
it down.
Most people agree that 9/11 was a historical event, but a much smaller event 10 years prior would not be considered historical.
Yeah, that's
Well,
fair. I mean,
I
for
mean,
something
yeah.
to be considered like an important historical event, it has to be
Yeah.
important. Have an effect on the
Yeah.
world. Like, I'm sure whatever I was doing 10 years ago when I was like fucking 9 wasn't. It was historical, but I wouldn't constitute it as like an important
Historical
event.
event. Yeah,
Yeah.
there will not be a Wikipedia article 10 years down the line. The time Gilbert went swimming.
Nah. See,
No,
if
there
if the podcast ever blows up under controversies, those will be historical events. Okay, when we get on
Call,
drama
call
alert
me
for the
Carson
first-
moment.
Oh my god.
Carson moment.
Do we talk about internet shenanigans? We don't
I
really
mean, we
talk
can
about it very much on the.
I mean, we
Remember
can.
last time when we talked about Kevin Spacey and fucking.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah,
That's fair.
I think we can mention it.
Yeah.
I mean,
The call
who's gonna stop?
the call me Carson
Yeah.
scenario? I don't feel well informed enough to talk about.
I'm quite well
I just
informed.
heard
watched.
some
Yeah.
people call it a federal crime. and I was like,
We're talking
fucking
about it
yikes.
earlier, and like,
There was Gilbert. There's a good weekly slap video on it that Schlatt uploaded.
Yeah,
basically.
I watched that as well, but he
yeah.
never like 1917 is not like a crime.
Well,
Unless American laws
yeah.
are different.
Well,
It
no,
is
it
a
is a
picture.
crime. If there are
It is a
images
crime.
Yeah,
involved,
no, if
it's
he
a
has
federal
child porn,
crime.
that's a crime.
Yeah, and that was the deal. He exchanged images. That's the
Yeah.
problem. That's why
Okay.
it is a crime.
that's why fucking Charlie would have reported it to the cops because it's a federal crime.
Okay, well that
Yeah.
makes sense. Yeah, that's not cool.
Yeah.
And also, like from the weekly schlap video that I did watch, it seems like Carson was kind of an asshole about certain stuff as well.
Yeah. What a strange like YouTuber I never expected moment.
He has so many
Yeah.
tweets that didn't age well. Like earlier in the
Oh yeah.
I sent it.
What, they mean the fucking Twitch clip from like
the
the fake
apology video
apology
from 6
months ago?
Yeah.
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 Oh boy.
Like, r/age like milk is gonna have a field day.
No,
with
man,
this
they
person.
locked the subreddit because they literally said that and Capitol Hill getting stormed is too much for us. We're not
It
letting you post
genuinely
until the end of
is.
the weekend.
Like those are so
That's hilarious.
like perfect examples of swarms of age
Oh,
like
I know.
milk tweets.
Yeah.
Yeah, like 100%.
You'd think they'd be living up. It'd be a great time for the subreddit.
Living
but
up in this city. Yeah, but the problem is like everyone because it's Reddit, everyone posts the
Post the
same
same
fucking
thing, yeah.
content.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
And
they're
the
just like,
moderators can't be
no,
bothered dealing
no,
with it.
please. Yeah.
I suppose after three of the same
Three.
three of the same tweet or similar tweets, it's kind of like, yeah, you get the joke.
Yeah.
The funny has
Yeah.
been
Not funny. Didn't laugh.
Laugh. Yeah,
it's kind of ridiculous though.
honestly,
Carson predicting
the
his own
Carson-
downfall.
Yeah,
I
that
know,
was.
like,
Ugh.
he knew this was coming. He did it. Like, he
Letting
must
the
have knew it
days
would
go
have caught
by.
up with him at some point. Like,
Letting the days go
Oh,
by.
Yeah, at this point,
especially
I
since
struggle.
he told all his pals.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
struggle to see how a content creator like thinks that they're gonna get away with this. You know?
Especially in this day and age of like Twitter cancel culture, someone's gonna find
Oh
something.
yeah, like
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
fucked, buddy. You're fucked, Buckaroo.
Cancel culture is a difficult thing because obviously some people obviously fucking deserve it, but a lot of the
Yeah.
time it is blown out of proportion or attacks
Oh, yeah,
someone
100%.
without all the sides being shown, etc.
Yeah, it's
What? Twitter
like,
would
the
never
thing
do
is-
this. No,
Twitter bad? No.
no, impossible.
And now Joseph King tick off his company bad.
Company bad. Yep, that gets ticked off the list.
Yeah, it's just like people on Twitter sometimes just don't really look at the story. They see a headline and fucking attack.
Like, I
Well,
can get
even then,
followers
stories
and
get
clout.
stories get published by drama websites and stuff, and people
Yeah,
like
but, like,
Keemstar without
Yeah,
the
oh,
pick it
yeah.
information
up.
being there.
Feed off of that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then
Twitter is
people
like-
will.
Twitter is such a huge collective of like mob mentality.
Yeah.
that-
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Oh god.
As soon as someone's done something morally kind of great, it's like pick up your fucking torches and pitchforks, boys.
Time to fucking die, buddy.
I mean, we can look at a perfect example of that recently with Bean Dad, except Bean
Yeah.
Dad fucking deserved it. Like, there's good and bad to it. Slazo got accused of stuff that didn't actually happen. I remember. That was years
Yeah.
ago. I don't know tons
I-
about that. But
I've actually he's made a return to YouTube, which I found quite surprising.
yeah. Has he
Good for
been
him.
successful?
Yeah. He now has a very big long beard and seems to live in a train car on top of a like an office building.
That's extremely interesting.
Yeah, it looks kind of weird. I didn't look into it much because I was never really like a Slazo watcher before, but I just remember like I watched the video and everyone's like, "What the fuck? Are you living in a train car? Why? What?"
Yeah.
That is certainly a way to live.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
wild.
I must say.
Living in a train car
Absolutely
for
wild.
content. I
Living
respect
in
the
a
grind.
train car.
I mean,
What was I
imagine the
talking about?
amount of
Yeah.
videos.
But Bean
You can
Dad got
make-
like immediately picked apart by Twitter. Like they
He got
found his
picked apart
old
by
Yeah,
tweets.
Twitter, and then
Mr.
I saw it in fucking BBC
All
News.
his old tweets. All
Yeah.
his old tweets.
His
It's like
music got
everything he's
pulled from a
ever
bunch
said
of-
wrong.
Yeah, his music got pulled from a bunch of like shows that they were part of and stuff like that.
Yeah.
He really got fucking decimated. And
Yeah.
for
Oh, yeah.
context, for anyone who doesn't know about Being Dead, he made his daughter figure out how a can opener works while she was hungry for like 6 hours, and Twitter was like, "This." He also wrote like a mega thread about
Yeah.
it that was like 100 tweets.
The
long.
the important part of the story is it's not like 6 hours. He fully says it was
6
6 hours. That's
Yeah.
not embellishment. The reason it's wrong is the fact it was 6 hours fucking long.
Yeah, he admitted to all this stuff. It wasn't like assumptions. He was like almost
Yeah.
proud of it in a weird way. And then
It's
Twitter was
like,
like,
I am a
"Hey, you're a
good
dick."
parent.
And then they found
These-
tweets of him
these
saying the
liberals.
N-word. Like saying the
Yeah.
N-word and saying anti-Semitic stuff, and it was just, it was not great.
I
But
never
that's,
get why
like,
people
a
post shit like
perfect-
that on
Just-
Twitter and
yeah.
then are just like, how was I ever gotten by these tweets that I
I
could have
know.
went back and deleted if I changed my mind
Yeah,
about
like,
how I
no.
felt?
It's ridiculous.
yeah, entirely.
What a wonderful
I think
world.
if a
It's
tweet,
ridiculous that the fact that. On you go, Gilbert.
I think if you're gonna make a thread of tweets or something, make sure it holds up and reread it a
Yeah.
few times. Otherwise, just tweet like 5 words at a time. You know?
Yeah.
Like, see if he changed it to like, it
I
took my
am doing
daughter
good today.
half an hour to open these beans and it was funny and she got taught a good lesson. Then it would have been like, okay.
Yeah,
6 hours for a
like-
fucking tin of Heinz.
It's his own downfall as well. Like he chose
Yeah.
to make that
Yeah.
happen. He could have not he could have just left it.
Yeah.
He could have not tweeted that.
Tyler
ever.
the creator, LeMayo, just don't look at the fucking screen.
Yeah. It's wild that like the self sabotage some people will do on Twitter.
Yeah, I mean, I understand as a man who thinks he's a comedian. I assume that was his attempt at being funny, but I don't know whose sense of humor is. The child was starving for 6 hours. Yeah, it's not a funny bit.
Yeah,
No,
and
it's
then
really
now
not.
I wanna
he
fucking
obviously
throw
he
up
tried
during that
very
movie.
very hard in vain to
Yeah.
defend himself, but it just didn't work out.
Yeah. See, that's the 6 hours. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
After 10 minutes, you'd be like, maybe I should show her how this works.
Yeah,
It's
Instead of
also
just
one of those things that,
leaving her
like,
for
see if
that
it, if like it was a changed scenario and it was like 6 hours and it was my stoned roommate, then it'd be like a weed
Yeah,
funny.
like
But
an
now it's like,
adult.
oh, your 9-year-old daughter that is struggling to eat.
Yeah, your 9-year-old daughter who the first tweet, like the first or second tweet, is like my daughter came through and said she was hungry. Like
Isn't there
Yeah.
like 40 more fucking tweets after that or
there's
something?
so many tweets.
Jesus
But like
fucking
if your
Christ.
daughter is
ridiculous, man.
hungry and then you wait 6 hours to feed her
Father,
in any
I am
context,
hungry.
that's not good.
It's,
No,
it's
that's
also
not
like,
okay.
what? That's not fucking quality content. No one gives a shit. He was a nobody before he tweeted it, and now he's a somebody because he's a giant asshole.
Yeah.
He's a somebody that got everything ripped
Now
up
it's a
apart
somebody that I
because of
used.
this.
Yeah.
Like,
What a fucking wild week for Twitter. Whew.
Certainly.
Yeah.
How serendipitous.
Twitter's been popping off in terms of like random bullshit happening.
Oh god, yeah. God, I hate that website. Good thing you're the Twitter manager and not me.
Hey, I gave you guys all access to Twitter.
Ah, I don't remember the password, buddy.
Hey, just to clarify, we ain't ever getting cancelled on Twitter. Someone clip that so that they can repost
Someone
it in
clip
10
that,
years
please.
when one of us gets cancelled on Twitter. By the way, if
Then at
anyone's
least we'll get
watching the
Reddit
video on
karma out of
YouTube,
it.
I just banned a bunch of random bots that were spamming. It wasn't like actual people. Just like ban everyone who comes into our chat.
Anyways, shall we get into some real meat?
Oh, some real
steak?
beans.
Some real beans?
Sure. What do you want to talk about? Is there something specific?
Well, from like a month ago, there
Yeah.
was the fated thing. Hey, why don't we all watch Queen's Gambit and then you can get
Yeah.
back to me? And I went, I have exams.
So our intention was like we will watch this. Like we'll do a thing every week, watch a movie, play a game, or something, and come back and give our like thoughts on it. And our original plan was Queen's Gambit, and that was like more than a month ago. And we were just all busy. But now we've all watched Queen's Gambit.
No,
right?
we've all watched it, including our guest.
We've all
we
seen
have-
it, yeah.
We all have very different opinions too.
Oh really?
But
Okay,
I had
so
seen it before we
Yeah.
do
yeah,
it.
if
Yeah.
you do want to watch Queen's Gambit and you haven't seen it yet, what the fuck, man? Just fucking watch it. Just
Go fucking watch it.
pause
It's on
the- Pause
Netflix.
the podcast or
Go-
deafen us
go
for
watch it
10
instead.
minutes. Go watch.
Oh, there
the
goes Liam's
entirety of the
Wi-Fi.
show. So yeah, like differing thoughts. Did you guys think it was bad? I think it was really good.
Well,
I have many
Liam, who's
reasons.
currently
I think it was-
absent, has a different. I'm very neutral on it.
Okay.
I enjoyed it on first watch. I was gripped. I watched it all through in like an afternoon.
Mhm.
2 afternoons, basically. And I really enjoyed it. I liked the acting was great. Plot was nice. Thinking back on it, I'm not really a fan of a few of the characters. Specifically, like, I also hated the ending. I really didn't like the ending of the series. I
What-
thought it was very flat.
I don't think it was flat. I think it was meant to be like symbolic, not to get like higher English analysis-y, but it was like to do with her turning away from the whole sportsman like publicity side of it and just like getting into the chess.
I
you know?
don't. I interpret.
Like,
My
let's play with
interpretation
some
was
Russian
kind of
grandkids.
different. I found it more like it was her supposed to be like, "Fuck you! I'm gonna stop doing what people tell me." But in the same way, I was like in like the back of my mind, like height of the fucking like 60s, 70s. No fucking way would a Secret Service agent let the U.S. regional chess champion get out of the goddamn car and fuck off into Soviet Russia. But regardless of that, my point was basically I thought it was going to be more like a I thought something was gonna happen. I was like, great, she won the chess. The whole last 2 episodes, best in the fucking series. It was riveting. Like a whole she's been an absolute mess. Now here she is. Here's the redemption.
Yeah.
But there wasn't. It didn't feel like there was a payoff. I felt like, yeah, she won. Now what? And then cool, you're gonna go play chess with old people. Nice. That's it. I also
So did you want there to be like a teaser or like a
I didn't want there to be a
cliffhanger for
teaser.
more?
I wanted there to be something I just wanted something different. Like maybe just she went home and then she just has she does the thing where she just fucking sits and thinks about chess, but she doesn't have to think about chess anymore because she's the fucking champ. She's like, I've done it, I've made it. But instead, it was very cool. Now you're playing chess with some old dudes.
Well, I
I
think
I felt it was kind of abrupt.
I feel like if it was like her, I don't know, moving away from chess, that wouldn't have made sense either.
Mm.
Because like she's so clearly in love with chess, even earlier in the show.
Yeah.
When she's playing with that grandmaster dude who she's living
Yeah,
with.
yeah.
Like he's like, I realized I'm not in love
That's
with chess.
that's
because you
another
are."
issue I need to bring up too.
Uh-huh.
I don't really think it suits her character to just kind of fuck everyone she talks to for 9 seconds. I found that just kind of like a curveball in the characterization. Maybe a bit of Netflix needs to add something to get the ratings in. But
Yeah,
I don't know. I didn't
I'd
enjoy
say
it. It didn't seem like
that's a bit hyperbole. Like she did know all the people for a considerable amount of time.
yeah, but I felt
and
like it just kind of happened. There was no
There's only 2 characters that she actually she has romantic relationship with.
meh.
Speaking to the ending, I thought I liked the ending. I thought it was very good for the series because it takes itself seriously when it needs to, but it
Yeah.
is a fictional series. Like it can wrap itself up in a nice little bow and be done.
Yeah.
But
It's also a short novel.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
I don't think
as long as they have any more
the
content.
circumstances about which all the characters she's met along the way and being a bit of an ass too, but a
Yeah.
tiny bit suddenly all come together at the one last thing, and it's a nice ending.
Yeah,
I
it's
liked
a
it in the
nice
moment.
it's like a Disney fucking ending where all of a sudden everyone that she was a massive asshole to is just we're rooting for you in the end.
Oh
I would-
yeah, I do not like that show.
Yeah,
Sorry.
Liam.
Technical
We
difficulties,
talked about
boys.
this. Yeah, technical difficulties. But basically, my point before we started was Liam really didn't like it.
Can you
No,
explain to us why? What
did
was your
not.
problem with it?
I found it extraordinarily dull unless she was playing chess. I did not like her friends. I thought she was
She
an
didn't have
asshole.
friends? For
Well,
most
all
of
of her
it.
The people around her, the
like her
men she
chess
slept with, the men she
Pretty
slept with, I found them all extremely annoying. I found the one that pined for her absolutely insufferable.
Pick one.
All of them. It just, she was not like her character was just I take drugs and do chess until she had a spiraling moment where she was just like, maybe I do need people in my life, and that's when her black friend we haven't seen since episode 2 came back in.
I feel like that's
I thought-
unfair. I feel like
I
you're
don't think it's
trying to
unfair. It's
pass
no.
comment on how hollow the characters are when they're not actually that hollow. Like she has all this trauma built up from a young age, and a drug addiction instilled in her from her what the fuck is it, orphanage? Yeah,
Orphanage. Yeah, it's an orphanage.
and then that continues through her adult life, and you see her suffer the consequences of the negative childhood she had, but also see the positive repercussions of I don't want to say
Yes.
focus on
Yeah.
chess.
I don't know, man. I just did not like it. I found the show extraordinarily dull. Apart from the chess bits, I actually really liked them. In the last 15
All of
minutes
the chess bits
show,
were fucking great.
I mean, the chess bits were
I
cool, but
really
I don't really
enjoyed-
understand it. I'm not
I
gonna lie.
really enjoyed the chess bits. The last 15 minutes were probably the best in the entire show.
Really? I disagree. I disagree entirely. I think my favorite sequence in the
Were
show
genuinely
is as unrealistic as this would be, is when she's she's young and she beats that entire chess tournament and beats the GM at the end. who then later becomes the guy who pines for her.
Yeah.
I think that's probably my favorite sequence in the
Yeah.
show. But I will agree with Liam's point that the guy pining over her so much is a bit weird. But
Yeah.
it's more of a compliment to like the weakness of his character than anything on hers, I would say. And like he's not meant to be a strong character. I don't think the show ever intends him to be.
Yeah.
No.
But it helps to reflect on like how weak he is shows how strong as a character at points she can be, even though she isn't consistently that strong. Like she has fucking breakdowns throughout the show.
Yeah.
But
That one episode where she just spirals.
yeah,
That was a very enjoyable episode, but
yeah,
I have another kind of technical criticism, not unlike the show's part. Just the directing of the show. They made the timeline kind of confusing.
she ages up
Because
very quickly.
She ages
at
up
random
very
points.
quickly, and they don't
Yeah.
really date it. Like she does
Yeah,
her
they
first
They
tournament,
don't
and then in
indicate
the
it
next
super
scene,
well.
she's like 7 tournaments in, and I'm like, is it the same year? Is she the same
There's a
age?
couple discrepancies in it, like that I actually
Yeah.
found out when I was like looking up to like refresh myself on the show before we
Yeah.
did this. The like they mention her like what age she learned chess at several times, and they pretty
Yeah.
much always mention a different year. Like it changes between her being like 6 and 9 sometimes and stuff
Yeah,
like that.
and she
Yeah.
herself at one point says, I remember distinctly, she's like, I was 9, but I was like,
I always thought it was 8. 8 was when she started.
yeah,
learning
I
chess.
thought she started at 8. That's
Yeah.
what I don't get. It's
But
like
then 9 when she like went to the school and competed with.
they
them.
have 7 fucking episodes and people that read over the scripts and like is it really that hard to put in a placard that says the dates? Because they
Yeah.
do it really often in the first 3 episodes, and then after that they're just like,
Yeah.
fuck it.
By the way,
Honestly-
our friend Emily has just made a brief comment on how pissed she is that she doesn't give back the $10. So like to enter her first tournament, she gets $10 from her original teacher, Mr. Scheibel, and then she never
Yeah.
gives that shit back. He fucking dies, and
And
she
she-
just doesn't give
Yeah,
that
and
shit
then
back.
at his
She
funeral
gets
she's
a
like, I owed him
fiver.
$10.
She got a fiver off him, and then she promised to give him back a tenner if she won.
No,
Yeah.
she got a tenner off him and then promised to give him like 20. If she won.
Yeah, and then
But,
he
like,
never
you know,
gave her
same
the
difference.
money. I also didn't really understand, like, there's a scene where, of course, like, second to last episode, she goes to her orphanage and then, like, encounters the
woman.
I
who,
don't
like,
really-
runs the
yeah.
orphanage, yeah.
she encounters the
The
woman that's
head.
running the orphanage, who for some
Yeah.
reason, like, it used to get presented as, I felt in the opening episodes, she was just, like, a lady that was doing her job. But for some reason in that,
No,
like,
I
the
thought we
final
were meant to
encounter-
hate her. One of the first things she says is, "We're
I
gonna
didn't-
burn your clothes."
Yeah, I didn't. Yeah, but it's a fucking orphanage runner in the '60s. My brain was just like, this is a stereotypical like
So didn't her clothes have blood on it because she had just like it's the
died in a
same clothes she was
car
wearing
crash
in the
with
car
her
crash.
mother.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
she's still
Yeah.
like, "Let's burn the only clothes you have from your old life." It's a bit.
I don't know. At no point was I ever like, oh my god, she's an awful. I was just like,
Yeah.
okay, I don't get
Actually,
it. Like,
Nah,
yeah, I
I think
thought
she's
about that,
quite a
like,
bitch.
the orphanage were never like they weren't ever like framed as like this awful like group of people. They were just trying to do
Yeah.
the right thing, and it's the '60s, so they were told drugs for kids were fine.
Yeah.
and even
Yeah,
with like
that's
the
fair.
chess tournament itself, like it's not like she's like, no, you can't go. She's like, well, we're Christians, you'll have to get a chaperone. But then for some
Yeah.
reason, the last episode, like. She goes and says hi, and the lady's like, "You should be in chapel," and then leaves. And I'm like,
I
Well,
think it's more because she's old and
Eh?
insane.
I get that it's
She
because she's
became an
supposed to
old
be
crone.
old, but like, I was just like, what was the point in that scene?
Yeah,
Like,
they
it's-
kind of
they
framed
didn't-
I
as
think
if
maybe
like
to
it's like
illustrate that there's still a
Because she was. Didn't she play chess when she was meant to be in chapel as well? Like for quite a lot of the time.
Yeah,
yeah,
she
she's
did.
like
She
Mr.
skipped
Scheibel.
church for chapel. Yeah.
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 Went down to the basement, played chess. But I think
Yeah,
it was
but I
more
thi-
to
I think-
illustrate like a character who still has some power over her, even though she shouldn't. And because it was like during like that breakdown episode where
Yeah.
she like completely lost her shit. I don't know. It was just to show that like a
No,
weakness of her. I guess that's what they're trying to illustrate with it.
I actually agree with the guys here. I thought it was more of a like. It did seem like they were kind of like, haha, look at this, look at the old one. She got like done in the end,
Yeah, Luke.
really-
Now
It
she,
never
now
struck
she has
me
to
as,
walk
like-
with a stick.
It never
Grr.
struck me as like
Yeah.
she had gone insane or like was anything. She was just old.
Yeah,
But
I
I feel
was
like yeah, maybe it could be that.
it was a good. I liked those last two episodes the most. I really liked the recurrence of like the childhood friend character, but at the same time, I also felt that it was kind of wasted because like
Yeah.
she shows up at the very end and all of a sudden is like, "Yo, hey, we're besties. I stole your book." I was like, "Okay, that's fair. That's like a little trope. Okay."
Yeah.
But then it's like she's just kind of. I feel like she's
Actually-
just kind of there.
I really
She's
liked
kind of
that.
there, and then she gives her $3,000 to go to Russia.
Yeah.
Like,
I really liked that they
That's-
left it till the end. To be honest,
I liked
'cause
that they
felt
left
like-
it till
I
the
think they
end.
used her when they should have. Like they used her to get her out of like
Mhm.
the worst position, basically.
Downward spiral.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that was cool. They could have introduced her earlier, and I don't think that would have taken too much away from it.
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
But overall, I don't have a problem with it.
There could have been just like one scene where she was just like, she showed up at one of the tournaments and was like, "Hey, remember me? We should keep in touch." And then she's like out of it again. Then she's back in when we need her.
But then,
Yeah.
Just to like
That-
show they're still in touch with each other.
yeah, but then it
Yeah.
could just as easily be said that like that's such a pointless scene, and that was a waste of time. Like we're just talking about with the old woman in the chapel scene. You know?
Speaking of
However, it would
absolutely,
make sense that she would show up after saying you're a hard woman to like you never answer your phone, as they keep in
Like,
touch.
yeah.
even if we just saw like a semblance of her
That's
like
what she
trying
said when
to
she shows up.
contact
Yeah,
her.
yeah, because that's like
Yeah.
she clearly knows she still exists and they keep in touch,
Yeah.
but they never show us that. And
Yeah.
then
Well, no, I just
don't-
assumed like yellow papers. It's like the fucking 80s. You can find anyone's phone number. You know?
I think it's still like 1967 by the end.
yeah,
Yeah,
I
it's still-
don't
it's still
I don't
yellow
want to go
paper.
into the logistics of when the yellow papers was like a thing,
Yeah.
but like
Yeah.
I just feel it was like a kind of like it was a bit of a waste
Yeah.
character wise. Like there's only two characters I really thought were kind of pointless, and it was her kind of like show up at the end, which in the end it's a plot device.
Yeah.
But I thought it was kind of disappointing. And then the adoptive dad character I felt was just
Yeah,
an
he
entire
was-
waste of space.
That was
fully
just a
towards the end.
person to hate. That
Yeah,
was
it was.
all he
That's
was.
that's
It
my
was.
problem. It was like he's a random dick for no reason,
Yeah.
and then
Yeah,
it's like he disappears halfway through the show,
Then
and then comes
two
back to
episodes.
be a big dick again.
It's in like
It's like-
2 episodes.
Yeah, it's like your wife's dead. I don't care. Hangs up, and then it's like some weird shit about mortgaging the house.
Yeah.
No, he wants to sell the house, and she's
Yeah.
like, "Fuck it, I'll buy it, you prick."
I just felt it was
But, like,
kind of like if that character
said-
had see if he'd left and stayed gone, there would not have been any change to the storyline.
Not a fucking single
I
change.
think it was just meant to be another thing for to like put on top of her to be
Yeah,
like,
Yeah, no,
I
I think
guess.
it was
you
more.
got to deal with
It
this.
was another pressure thing to put her into the downward spiral. Yeah, I agree, Sean. Sorry.
Like she was like he was in it for maybe like he had like 4 lines before he left.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
I don't
like,
think
he was
every
not, like,
character that
far.
shows up needs to be like
Oh yeah.
Have
of
an
course, that's
fully
great.
express
No,
giant
I-
purpose.
like
Yeah.
some characters need to be in the story just for the purpose of putting the story forward.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I
To
thought
be fair,
like,
if he was not there, she would not have been adopted by that mother because it was the 60s.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Single
I think
mothers just didn't adopt; they weren't allowed.
I thought every character had a reason to be in the story in some semblance, and like they were given even the tiniest bit of depth,
Yeah.
which I think is really good.
I think that's fair. The only character I really had an issue with, and even though earlier I said like he was weak to show her strength, was the like GM like ex
Yeah.
like
The first
boyfriend.
person she beats
Yeah.
that's really good at chess.
Yeah.
Yeah. He was just a bit. I don't know, like he had this like intimidating force behind him when she was first gonna face him in the first tournament, and like
Yeah,
He
and then
was-
for some
he-
reason
he's
after
gonna
he has
become
the
a
wind taken out of his
grandmaster.
sails.
he's gonna beat her
Yeah.
ass, and then she beats him, and it's a triumphant moment, and then he just becomes like some fucking dude.
Yeah, he's just some
Yeah.
dude. He's like, I stopped playing chess and now I'm a carpenter. And I was like, but you weren't bad at chess. He was like the regional champ.
619 for you.
it's not like he got. Yeah, that was a little fucking weird as well.
I know, right?
He was a kind of hanger oner, and then there was like the unrequited love character, which I didn't.
Who the cowboy
Town,
guy?
no Towns, whatever the photographer guy
The
for like
gay
the newspaper.
reporter.
right.
The gay reporter. What?
Yeah, that was the implication that he was gay. That's why the guy came to his hotel room.
Was it?
Oh, maybe. Yeah. He could
Huh.
be
It
gay,
was,
yeah.
it was implied
that's what
that
I
he was
picked up
gay,
as.
and that's why it is unrequited love.
Yeah, he might have
Uh,
been gay. That's fair. I think my favorite minor
Obviously,
character.
it's 1967, so he can't openly say he's gay.
yeah.
Yeah, just to minor discussion on our favorite minor character. It was definitely the old Russian chess dude. He was fucking hilarious.
The guy with the curly
He was
hair, or
good.
Yeah.
fucking.
I like that he
Zombie.
had
Yeah,
the
the curly
callback to like,
mustache.
oh, don't tell me how old you are and shit like
Yeah.
that. I
Yeah.
thought he was great.
I was a personal fan of like when she was in fucking like Mexico, and there was the little like 8-year-old Russian kid just like,
Yeah.
Oh
you
yeah, he
ever
was
go
really
to
good
a
too.
drive-in movie? No. You know that's I think it's Andy Serkis's son, like Andy Serkis from The Lord of the Rings. That's his kid
Ah.
pretending to be an 8-year-old Russian boy. I
Andy
thought it was
Serkis is also the Claw and Black Panther.
also yeah.
For anyone who's not seen Lord of the Rings.
I liked the kid character. I like that she was very inspirational to him. Just like chess doesn't define you.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
I also think the kid character was important for like saying stuff she needed to say to herself.
Yeah.
I think he was a very good character actually. I just liked the old man because he had a whole vibe to him. I thought he was great.
He did, in fact, have a vibe, but
He, such an
um,
energy.
Small child energy.
No, the old man.
Oh, old
Although
man.
the
one
one
at
small
the final
child was
chess
like,
tournament?
like pitting Chad. What Sean?
The one at the last chess tournament who's just like he's just this cheerful old man. He's just like
With the
that was
curly hair,
good game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, I liked
Um,
that, and then like the whole last episode, best episode, like in my opinion. It's just like it's fun. The
yeah, I
characters
really
are
enjoyed
fun.
The last one.
Like
The last one was the best one.
the competition is fun. I like how it's like the difference in like competitors. Like there's the guy's just like fuck, and then he just leaves.
Yeah.
Doesn't even shake her hand. He just gets up and fucking leaves because he's pissed.
Yeah.
I
And like
really,
the next
really
guy's
enjoyed
really
it.
upset, but he's still like shakes her hand. He's still like,
Yeah.
"You won.
You won.
I think I have to disagree. I think still my favorite episode is the one where she competes in her first chess tournament. As
Yeah.
unrealistic as it is, that without years of practice, that
She
they've all
suddenly
had,
kicked
she's still amazing.
Every single person's
But
ass.
you know, it is
To
like
be fair, they were all also kids. Like,
it is fiction. Yeah, except for the
Yeah.
almost GM she beats at the end.
Yeah.
I mean, there has been people like that in chess. They're just like fucking prodigies. Like they
No, there
absolutely.
hasn't.
But she
No,
doesn't
no, there
doesn't she
hasn't.
play like
They
an
go like
8-year-old
10 years
later?
without practice.
I'm
before
not
they're
saying
fucking
I'm not saying like they're fucking killing like chess like masters, but like
no, they
can
are,
take
but
on
they practice every
team
day
of
for
kids.
like 4 years from the age
Yeah,
of
but
like
she was
They
4.
on that
practicing like
grind.
But she
she was
wasn't. She didn't
practicing,
have
like-
a chessboard, man.
yeah, but
Yeah,
she
but
was
then all-
practicing all the
but then her
different
She
mother-
ways.
had drug
daughter-
Gilbert.
She had tranquilizers, man. You don't understand until
The
you're a drug
drugs.
addict.
on the drugs.
I
Chess
still
drugs.
right. I understand it was
That
supposed to
was
be
the
serious.
unrealistic part, and
I-
I'm not the only person saying that. Like Magnus Carlsen talked about Queen's Gambit, and he said that, which is where I'm getting that point from, and I'm like, yeah, I agree with him.
Oh, no,
I'd
I'm
like
not
to
saying
take-
like she could take on chess masters, but like a bunch of kids.
Oh yeah, no, she
Yeah.
definitely would have beat some of those realistically. Like that's definitely
Yeah.
possible. But
There is
it's just about why
one,
she's that good. without
like,
practice.
there is one serious scene that I found like you know at the end of the fucking like second episode where she's stealing all the drugs and then she just like fucking scoops them into her mouth, stands on the chair, there's choir music and everyone's like and then she just falls
And she
over.
falls.
I understand that was supposed to be like an oh no, I was fucking howling
It's
myself
so
laughing.
funny.
I
Yeah,
understand
right.
they were trying to present it seriously, but Jesus Christ, the
I
fucking
don't think they were trying to
opera
present
music?
it that seriously.
I mean,
Yeah, I
it's
think
a
they know
fucking
they're doing it.
6-year-old scarfing down tranquilizers like it's Skittles, man. It's got a
No.
serious undertone to it.
Man, that's just like the end of Logan.
Is it?
Well,
You
no,
just
Oh yeah,
one
the
and
hit
snot
that
that
we
running
found
down
it
the
funny, and
face.
it was meant to be so
Yeah.
serious. Oh,
Oh, that was
that was so funny.
Yeah,
a
the
funny
bit where
scene.
she fucking just scarfs down all those pills, like, how did she
Fucking
just
Pac-Man
fucking-
looking ass.
just straight up ODing in front of everyone, and they're just like,
There is
Ooh.
absolutely a theory out there that she like.
Oh, don't
She-
tell me.
she
Wait,
died.
wait, wait. I was literally
She
going to say,
died.
don't tell me. I bet it's going to be like, she's been dead
Yeah.
the whole
That's such
time.
an unoriginal theory. Like, it's a coma and it's
Yeah.
all a dream. She's dead,
Yeah,
and it's
it's in
her life.
it's in
flashing
the
before her
same
eyes.
vein as like, and it was all a dream in
Yeah,
the end.
it's low
Fucking
effort.
garbage for
Like that,
comments.
you could probably apply that same theory like 4 other places in the show. Like, oh, when
Yeah.
she gets drunk, she actually drowns in that bathtub. Oh, when the car crashes at the beginning, they actually die in the car
When
crash.
her mother
Like-
died, it's a metaphor because she's been her mother the whole time.
And she's actually dead. Yeah, like it's such a loose theory that's so easy to apply.
yeah.
Like, oh, in Breaking
it's-
Bad, he actually dies of cancer, and that
But
Breaking
it's
Bad doesn't
me,
actually happen.
Jesse. We have to cook meth, but actually,
My
he's
point being
not
just like
Jesse's adopted
that
father.
theory absolutely exists out there. You
Yeah.
know it does.
Why? But why? Why do people make theories like
Man,
that when it's so?
To speak on
low
theories
effort,
for a moment,
Oh, okay.
game
Hold on.
theory is so fucking dog shit these days. Like,
Okay.
did you guys
I-
listen
I
to
His
haven't-
third channel.
I haven't watched it in years because I don't care about what Five Nights Men, Purple Men.
It
do-
Did you not
seems
know
like
his
he's
third
not
channel
making
is?
them with the same enjoyment that he used to be. Where like he used to be really looking for something and really actually making a conscious effort to make something funny and interesting. And now he's just like, if I post a theory and it's got a good title, as long as I can connect those
Make
dots,
money.
I can post it.
But
And he-
Gilbert, that's just a theory.
And he can connect the dots, but oh man,
Kind of loosely.
it doesn't matter how loosely. He just doesn't give a shit. He's obviously just doing it for money.
I
And,
mean,
like I can respect getting the bag, man, but
but like, surely
you-
there's got to be a
Have you
modicum.
seriously
Right.
never seen like his third channel, his
What is
newest
his
one?
third
What's his
channel? Because
third
I didn't
channel?
even know he had a
Because-
fucking second channel, Buckaroo.
There's game theory, there's film theory, and then there's the new one, food theory.
All right, I'm gonna take a long sip of my fucking water bottle and then I'm gonna throw it at the wall. You
it's
fucking
like
what?
someone googled things that people like on
Yeah.
the internet and then made 3 channels based off.
It's
the
because
top
the way he
Oh,
set it
it's-
up, like he made. Do you know how his logo is like the Xbox achievement logo?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
So
do.
the way he set it up, it looks like when he made film theory, he was like, "Oh, I'm gonna change the second part of the ring to red," and everyone was instantly like, "Bro, he's gonna make 4 channels. I wonder what the other ones will be." And he clearly that's what his idea was, but he had no idea what to make any channels apart from game and film theory.
Well, doesn't he have MatPat Live as well? Isn't that a different channel?
Yeah, but GT Live doesn't like.
Yeah,
It
not,
doesn't have a
that's
part.
That's not part of the lore.
It's not part of the
Yeah.
extended
So he's
universe.
clearly just been like, "Oh no, I've got to make another channel to fill out this circle, because otherwise it's just green, red, green, green."
I can't
So now
wait for
there's
his
yellow.
next one. TV theory.
So hold up. What does he actually upload to the channel?
Food
He,
theory.
he uploads like game theory videos, but they're all about food.
Wait,
What the fuck do you mean they're all about
How
food?
tapas links to the global elite? Like,
Let me read
all
some
right.
fucking titles for you guys.
Oh,
Okay,
hell
wait, hold
yeah,
on.
yeah.
All I can think of right now before we start is that goddamn like random like WebM I think Joseph sent me. It's just like Matt Pat explaining how old the Quran is. I'm just like, curry is from India and it's 3,000 years old. That's what I'm expecting. Now read me some fucking titles.
Just to clarify,
Okay.
Liam is our resident food theory expert because he is a professional chef.
Actual
So we're
fucking chef.
expecting him to explain how all these theories work as he reads out the
Yeah,
titles.
yeah, obviously. I actually got this channel like recommended to me on YouTube because I watch a lot of food stuff,
Yeah.
Oh
and
god.
I seen it and wanted to die. Food theory is chocolate is a lie with a big fucking exclamation mark, and the thumbnail is just not chocolate in big bold letters with a Hershey's bar.
That's
Is
Is
that
not
that
even.
theory?
That's not even a big theory. If you read a fucking Hershey's packet, it tells you what
the
percent
ingredients, yeah,
cocoa
what
it
the
is.
fuck?
Yeah, it's not a lot of cocoa in it.
Yeah.
Imagine.
Right, okay.
It's mostly fucking
first one
sugar.
debunked by our food
First
theorist.
one, debunk. Fuck you, Matthew Patthew. Next.
Our food theorist, Liam. Defeat.
Good theory. You're cooking your Thanksgiving turkey. What's the rest of it? Wrong. Yeah, no shit. Everyone cooks turkey wrong. They overcook it.
Debunked.
Like everyone cooks turkey wrong. It ends up dry and stringy and bad. Like
How should you cook
cook it should be like putting it in some fucking liquid. My guy, like, see how people braid like their turkey? They should be doing that all the time. People don't do it enough.
Whoever's listening to this,
Come
especially if you're
this,
American.
come that. Come up with a better
should
joke,
go.
Gilbert.
You should be coming on your turkey.
Okay.
Good
Professional food
theory.
advice from our food theorist, Liam.
Good
Bust a
theory.
nut.
Is Subway bread actually cake? Now, this is a thing that actually
That's
happened
kind
a
of
in
real
Ireland.
interesting. Like,
That is a thing that happened in
The
Ireland
thing that
because
happened
the
in Ireland.
sugar content in Subway bread they classify as cake and not bread because there's too much sugar in it.
See, but that's like a clickbaity title because it's like, no, of course it's not fucking cake. It's just sugary bread that's classified
yeah,
as something
sugary
different.
but I
bread.
think that's
Yeah.
like that's the most reasonable. I see how that could be on a channel called Food Theory so far.
Yeah, but in my head, I feel like I'd be like seeing that as like a random off-topic 2-minute Tom Scott video rather than like,
Yeah, that's fair. It doesn't need its own channel.
what are you laughing at me saying Tom Scott video, or did you just find it funny?
I find the funniest fucking thumbnail.
Go on, please, for
Food
my viewing
Theory.
pleasure.
Count Chocula's shameful past in brackets Halloween breakfast cereal, and the thumbnail is Count Chocula with his big cheesy fucking grin, and next to it is a spoon with milk in it with fucking chocolate cereal spelling out in bread.
Wait, send me the thumbnail. Send me the thumbnail.
What
Send it
the
on
fuck?
Discord or something.
Oh my god.
Actually, fucking, you could not make this shit up if you tried.
I don't like the Matt Pat extended lore. Can someone make it stop?
Yes. Send me the.
Okay,
thumbnail.
this is gonna be. This is amazing.
This is an insult to our intelligence.
This thumbnail's going in our fucking thumbnail if it's as good as
Oh
you said.
god.
I'm gonna put audible memes in bread.
Right, I'm putting it in lounge.
Okay.
This is the worst thing I've fucking heard all week, and
I
I
will
watched
show
the
the people
Princess.
watching
Switch.
a really
thumbnail in a
bad-
second.
This is a really bad image, by the way. I just want to make clear I did take a photo on my phone of my laptop.
Oh,
Honestly, I thought that said
Thanks.
snorted, but I can now see it says inbred. Fucking bitch ass.
Uh,
Oh, why, Matthew Path? How many? Oh, that's got 2.1 million fucking views.
oh, they all have. What I've seen, they've all got like over 2 million views.
I hope this isn't just as lazy as it looks, because this seems like really lazy content.
I
Yeah,
The
probably
editors
the-
get paid a lot.
I wonder if it's even him
Like,
that
I
does
am
all the videos.
honestly
There's
seeing
no way
stuff
it's
with
him that
like
does all the
5
videos.
million.
Probably. I don't know.
Like, how's he?
Gonna
how's he got
try and
that
find
time?
the most viewed.
How's he got that drip? I know.
Okay, here's the.
I want the one with the most views.
Here's the thumbnail for anyone wondering.
Inbred.
Okay, right. Do you want to hear the most
Oh
viewed
my god,
Matt
that's ridiculous.
theorist? Yeah, like it's actually what? The most viewed Matt Pat food theorist video
Uh-huh.
is food theory. Chuck E. Cheese pizza. Should you be scared? The thumbnail is the Chuck E. Cheese mouse, which is always terrifying, and it
Charleston
says recycled
E.
pizza.
Cheese.
It's like recycled pizza.
I can already tell
Isn't
that's
that
going to be
just
like,
the
if
Shane
they don't
Dawson
serve...
video where they check if it's changed.
Yeah,
Like, didn't he do a video
I
on that? Yeah.
think
Shane
so.
Dawson done a video on that. Like, a solid year or
Yeah.
like more than a year ago.
Also, just to
and this is
clarify, it
posted
wasn't
4
the
months ago.
whole video. It was like 10 minutes of a 30-minute video.
The
He
real
didn't.
the
he
real
didn't
question
dedicate
is,
a full thing to it.
how many FNAF references are made in that one video?
I really hope he makes some.
Yeah, probably shit tons. Do you know? I bet he makes FNAF references in the Chocula's Secret video. That game fucking launched him.
And this reminds me of Purple Guy.
Yeah.
Of
He
what?
also done a video on Hot Ones, and it's just like how to survive spicy food.
How's that? Well, I suppose it's a theory.
Don't be a fucking white American that thinks garlic's a spice.
I suppose it's a theory, but it's like more of a game plan on how to beat the hot ones, like spicy.
have a thick dairy to coat your mouth.
Yeah,
Bada bing, bada
like,
boom.
I suppose
theory.
that'd be
Chalk
interesting-ish,
yogurt.
but just be like drink Pepto
Chalk
Bismol.
Do not violently
mouth.
shit yourself. Consume milk.
There you go, done.
Enjoy beef 2.0.
The
Like,
counterpart of
I've-
enjoy beef.
I've had the bomb sauce, and I must say the only way to deal with it is to power through.
Cry.
Wait until the
Miserably.
pain dissipates, because
Cry,
nothing
sit
else
down,
helps.
Cry more.
Nothing else helps with the pain.
Yeah,
You just gotta cry.
Liam has really, really big reactions to properly spicy stuff. He can handle like mild spice really well, but then when it's like anything spicy, you like your eyes will water a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I downed like a liter of milk with the bomb.
Didn't you also immediately after accidentally rub it in
put
your
it in
eye
my
because
eye,
you're
I
a fucking
put it
dumbass?
in my eye.
Gamer
There-
moment.
Oh no, it was sore for like a solid hour.
Yeah, because you were sitting there, we were on Xbox, and you rub your eye, and you're like, "Oh God!" And we're like, "What?"
What
And
have
you're
I
like,
done?
"There's the bomb on my hand."
Yeah.
Ah!
And like an hour later, I was still like, guys, this hurts, man. Like,
Yeah.
it was so painful. Like, words cannot describe how someone came about
How someone came in your eye.
how someone came about making a sauce like that. It doesn't even taste good. Like, there's no flavor. It's all pain.
Well,
I
it's
don't
the
know
same
how
thing
we
that was
got
like-
here from Queen's Gambit.
Because this is what we do. It's called
Yeah,
Tangents.
this is the podcast. This is how we make it.
This is how we go.
Bullshit.
We have one topic and then we just spiral. It's
Yeah.
a good time.
Yeah.
That's how it go. That's how it be. That's how it do.
I
Speaking
feel
of
like
topics,
I say I don't know how we got to this every podcast.
You
you do say it
Yeah.
every podcast, Gilbert. That's why Liam, our number one fan.
It's my bet. It's like peeing, except I peed before this podcast, so probably I'm not going to. I might go
Does-
get some
oh
water,
wait,
though.
but no.
We're not gonna have
Oh,
the
he's gonna-
coveted piss break.
Ooh,
Right.
The
I'm
piss
gonna go
break's
get
not
water.
happening.
Adam.
Fucking riot! There better be tinkling, son.
I'm gonna go get water. Adam, you talk about what you're
Bird's
Get
house,
the fuck
get
out of
out, come
here!
and
Get out of here! You better bring me back a fresh jug of piss when you're done. Anyways,
Uh,
If
Uh,
you do not
I
come
would,
back with piss hands, I'm gonna be
I
so
think-
upset.
I think he's gone, Liam. Now we can bully him, and then he can watch it in the editing software later. And by that I mean, does anyone else have any discussion topics they'd like to talk about?
I would like to chat about Slay the Spire becoming a board game.
Okay, yeah. Last time Gilbert took a
okay.
piss break, we talked about board games as well. So I'm good to keep it on. I'm good to keep it on trend.
It's when we can get
It's-
away with it.
Yeah, please go on.
So Slay the Spire recently, very popular indie game, roguelike deck building card game, announced that they were going to start Kickstarter in spring 2021 for a board game version of the game. And I'm very interested, and I'm going to spend a lot of money.
Damn fucking right.
I'm also very interested in it. It looks like it will be really good. Like Slay the Spire, the game is already very good. So I'm only assuming that they're going to make a decent, at the very least, board game.
Yeah, it's being made. I did look into it a little bit. It's being made by a company who has a very similar, like, they already sell a very similar deck building board card game kind of hybrid.
Yeah.
And it looks really good. So the best can hope for is that it turns out kind of similar.
Yeah.
But no, I'm quite excited because I love that game and I want to support the developers in any way, so I'm absolutely going to buy it.
Sean, do you see this becoming
Yeah.
like a running theme? Like, either
Indie
like
games game.
indie games or like just titles becoming board games? Because you have like, ignoring the
Yeah.
existence of fucking Fortnite Monopoly, we have Dark Souls, the board game. They're making a Divinity board game, Slay the Spire board game. There are a lot of examples, but I can't seem to think of any. But you know they exist.
It's always been like a very like kind of prominent thing. Like if there's enough of a like pop culture sort of following, it will have some kind of
Board
adaptation.
games are for people with real friends, not just the online gamers.
It's for the people where your online friends live close enough
It's
to
like
you.
honestly,
Exactly.
board games
and
are really
allowed
fun.
to see you in the current state of the world.
Jitterbug.
Welcome back, Gilbert. We're talking about the Slay the Spire board game.
Yeah.
How was
I
that
heard it right
piss?
before I left.
How was that
I
piss,
didn't
buddy?
I didn't piss, man. I'm sorry.
Fuck you. Where's the piss? I came here
Swear
for
to
piss.
God, if you do not come back here with piss hands in the
Please
next
stop calling him
5
piss
minutes.
hands.
I was pissed today. I'm sorry.
Gilbert
Sorry,
knows.
boys.
Damn.
I
Gilbert-
know we all want the
Gilbert
piss.
knows about the piss hands.
Well, you know what? No, I'm pissed off.
Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, you're lucky I didn't ask you how Howard was.
So yeah, I think the board game is like a cool idea. I think the game definitely translates well to a board game.
Yeah, I definitely think it'll be
I think the
interesting to see how it turns out.
For like enemies
And then
such
it's like
are well.
it's a 1 to 4 person cooperative card building deck game. I think
Oh,
that's
that's weird.
really interesting.
I
Huh.
wouldn't expect
okay.
that considering that the actual game is single player.
Yeah, but like I like that kind of concept though. Like I think Slay the Spire would lend itself very well to that sort of format. So, I'm very interested. Also, I want those sweet physical cards.
Yeah, that'd be nice. Nice
Yeah,
little
yeah.
physical, like,
I
in
like something I can
versus
hold in
the
my
cards.
And
I
if they sell me Slay the Spire miniatures, I will buy them in a heartbeat.
hand.
Son, just you wait till I pay you to paint my Divinity Original Sin 2 the board game miniatures, which I haven't purchased yet, but I keep thinking about it. Haunts me at night.
I would like to put it very lightly. Don't expect the best of me.
Oh, fucking no. You're putting the grind in painting all those Warhammer figurines. That's more than I'd put in for anything.
A lot of like tutorials and stuff and like aids for paint schemes. I've never done something like what you were expecting.
Okay, I would like to discuss a moderately violent topic next.
Oh, okay. Like an actually moderately violent one, or is this a bit?
No, the proper it's about violence. So, Logan Paul versus Floyd Mayweather is actually gonna happen. Do we have any strong opinions on that? Because I certainly do.
I don't really, but I think you'll die.
I don't like boxing, and
I don't have
I
strong
don't like
opinions
them.
on it, but I think he'll die. So, what the fuck? I don't think he'll die. I think it's stupid. But
I don't
My strong
really.
opinion is I know minimally about him, and I also think he's dumb, and I wouldn't
I
be
think it's
bothered if he
fucking
got his ass beat.
ridiculous that like he lost to KSI, who's like by all means not a great technical boxer. He could beat my ass, but like that counts for dog shit. But like he lost to KSI, and then he was like, yeah, I'm gonna fight the best technical boxer of this generation. That I'll win.
It's a money-making
It's a
machine.
money-making machine. Everyone's like, oh, everyone who actually likes Jake Paul's like, wow, he's gonna beat that guy's ass. And then
Can't
people
believe
that
you got
like
the
watching
mixed
Jake
bags
Paul
there,
get his
man.
ass beat, I don't fucking care. They're like the same thing. They're
They are
both
like the same
assholes.
thing. Except Jake Paul wants to fight
Yeah,
Conor McGregor, which is obviously a good idea, and he'll definitely win as well. Fucking
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. He won't literally die in the ring. No.
Either way, like in both of their
Neither will
fights, if
literally
those
die,
kick
you
off.
guys are exaggerating.
You do realize that when we're saying literally die, we don't think he's gonna
They'll get
literally
their
die.
ass
Literally
beat.
die.
Yeah,
We think he's gonna get knocked out.
We're gonna get his ass. He's gonna get his fucking ass beat.
yeah.
He'll
We're
probably
pretty
get
liberal
knocked out.
with the use of the word literally.
I
Yeah,
think Conor McGregor,
literally, dude.
Conor McGregor would very easily knock Jake Paul out. I don't know if Mayweather would knock Logan Paul out.
You think Logan Paul's got the skills?
No, I just think he's big. That,
Do you like Logan
literally,
Paul,
I think
Gilbert?
he could get punched in the face a lot, and that it's not worth the risk for Floyd Mayweather to try and knock him out when he could just outbox him with like a hand behind his back. You know, unless he's like fucking bored, then maybe he'll knock him out. It really depends on.
He's
the
like,
Yeah. Ah, shit. I guess I'll just go for it. Oh, there he goes.
I
Oh,
mean, he
damn.
could just want to shut him up, like,
Stop
really, like,
fucking talking. Just turn your
but
lips
it
off.
is, like,
tour.
notoriously Mayweather is
Yeah.
big on taking high money, low risk fights. That's not to diminish his record as a boxer. He's obviously a fucking really good boxer. And he has taken on some really good fights. I mean, he fought Manny Pacquiao and such. And Manny
But like,
Pacquiao's
this
a
shit's
fucking
easy
fantastic
money.
boxer.
This
But-
is the easiest money I think he's
Yeah.
ever gonna make.
Fighting
Yeah.
kickboxers and Conor McGregor, while they're good fighters, I forget the kickboxer's name, but he was like one of the best kickboxers in the world, this Japanese guy who Mayweather fought for 9 mil over in fucking Japan for some businessmen. He beat his ass, man, because he's not a boxer. He couldn't kick. If he could kick, he'd maybe beat Mayweather, but there's no way it was gonna happen. So
Yeah.
at this point,
If it-
he's just funding his retirement by beating up people who ain't gonna beat him. That's all he's doing.
yeah.
He's printing his own money. That's
Yeah.
what he's doing.
Yeah, and I respect it to a degree, but it's also really boring if you're a fan of him, man. And I'm not a fan of him because I think he's kind of an asshole, and I think he's not very interesting to watch because he's a defensive boxer.
Yeah, he doesn't, like, he just keeps to himself and tries not to get hit. I mean, don't get me wrong, he throws some fucking haymakers when he wants to, but he's
Yeah,
more of a defensive boxer more than an offensive, and it's much more interesting to watch. And
I don't know about the
Defensive
sport where
fighter.
people punch lumps out of each other enough to comment.
yeah. I like
Yeah,
most
but that's
casual
kinda
fans
what-
prefer heavyweight because more people get knocked out at heavyweight.
Yeah.
And Mayweather doesn't fight at heavyweight because he is not large.
Yeah,
But I
he
just
is not
wanted to
a big
say a
boy.
lot of people are saying that Logan Paul's going to get knocked out. I don't think that will happen, but I do think he'll get beat. There's no way he wins. And if he does win,
Yeah.
it will be the worst day of Floyd Mayweather's career, but he'll still be rich as fuck.
Yeah.
I think
Well-
they'll like draw it out. They'll have some sort of like, oh, it'll go for this many rounds, and then they can be like, oh, Logan Paul, he lasted this long with Floyd Mayweather.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Floyd Mayweather will be like, I was getting paid an extra milli for every round he was still alive, so
yeah,
Like, it's
Yeah,
such like a thing where it's like it'll be another one of those pay-per-view deals where it's gonna happen, everyone's gonna watch
it's
it.
the most
then-
expensive pay-per-view.
How much is
ever.
it?
Also, it gets more expensive every month closer to the fight.
What the fuck?
So the earlier you buy it, the cheaper it is.
what the fuck?
So it, by the way, starting at £30. So
What?
it starts at 30. It'll be 70 the month of the fight.
Right, I don't.
what the fuck?
What the fuck?
You're-
I would rather buy the weight in,
Gun
do you-
and
the
shoot
equivalent amount in Domino's pizza would give me more
That's
enjoyment.
a good. Yeah, that's a good fucking Domino's
Yeah.
order right there. I don't like. I guess if you're a boxing enthusiast, go you. But like
If you're
30
a boxing
quid.
enthusiast and you're watching that fight, you're gonna be bored as fuck. Get the next Tyson Fury fight instead of getting that. It'll be cheaper and bigger.
Hell,
Like
yeah.
this, like
Cannot
to
wait for the
70
next Fury
quid to
fight.
just watch it when like it's one of those things where like immediately after someone's gonna upload like a highlights reel or a fucking VOD or something.
Or the entire
People will be
fight,
watching
like
it on
happened.
Twitch day of.
KSI versus Logan Paul was uploaded to YouTube by the official YouTube channel, and it was a £25 pay-per-view.
Christ.
All you have to do is not go on Twitter and then watch it on YouTube the next day. That's what I did with the
Yeah.
last Tyson Fury fight.
Yeah, just don't spoil it for yourself and then watch it.
The last Tyson Fury fight was so long ago. Holy shit. Corona's wild.
Remember sports occurring.
I mean, sports have been occurring a little bit, and there has been a few boxing matches, but nobody big. Oh wait, no, I think no. AJ Povetkin happened, but we aren't a boxing podcast, so I'm not going to continue talking about it.
Was there not that
'Cause
weird like
I could just see
MMA
the
like?
YouTube graph of people clicking off the more I talked about boxing.
Was there not that weird like MMA fight island thing where they put them all on an island in a bubble and made them fight?
Fuck?
No, what the fuck are you talking about? That
What
sounds
are you
amazing.
talking about?
I saw something advertised that was like it's the fight island.
It's the Fighland! You're gonna beat the shit out of each other on an island! Oh yeah!
Liam, get googling.
Yeah, you
I
get
don't know
I
what, but
doubt
I'm
it was
obviously
anyone
gonna be wrong
notable.
here.
But I suppose that sounds interesting. So a topic
That-
I wanted to touch on, considering the other podcast we missed was what meant to be right before New Year's. Any New Year's resolutions, boys?
No, because they're kind of silly and I never stick to them.
Yeah, we're not really New Year's resolutions people. The last
Yeah,
New Year's
like-
resolution I remember one of us having was Sean saying he wouldn't eat McDonald's, and then he did eat McDonald's. So
And then he got violently sick again because the
that's what
Ronald
happens
is
when you
trying to
break New
kill
Year's
Sean.
resolutions.
Well, what Sean was talking about is completely true. The Fight
What?
Island is a thing, and it's
I was
happening in Abu Dhabi.
Oh, of
Oh
course it
yeah,
is.
the little artificial islands, yeah.
Yeah, on Yas Island in Abu Dhabi, a man-made island in which the UFC has previously held events. What?
Please continue
Please
if
tell
there's
me
any
it's
more
like a
details
battle
about it.
royale, and they're just gonna
Oh,
drop them all,
fuck yeah.
and they'll just
Where,
face it.
where are we dropping? Yas Island.
like, holy shit. Yeah, I think it's secured an island, blah blah blah. Yeah, it's like for 5 weeks in Abu Dhabi, just like fighting each other.
What the
Don't think
fuck?
it's a battle royale. I think there's like just
5 weeks of fighting on a little fucking island.
I mean, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Is there any names you actually know?
Yeah, their names there.
Set to fight.
I've not seen any names. I don't think anyone's actually been announced because this is like a thing that's happening in this like after the summer,
Yeah.
Oh,
during the summer for 5 weeks. So they haven't actually. I don't think they've actually said anyone's going into it, but or at least what I can see and hear, I can't see any names. But yeah, it's a real thing. 5 weeks of fighting on an island for UFC fighters.
what the fuck? Sean, I'm so glad you pointed out that this existed. What the fuck?
No.
I suppose
I'm
if
kinda
that
surprised
starts
I was
happening,
right.
maybe we'll pass some comments on it.
I can't believe they made
Yeah.
Warzone into a real thing.
Yeah.
I want to watch that entire thing just because it's called Fight Island.
Fight
Yeah.
Island. Sounds like a fucking Disney Channel movie.
So when Fight
It
Island
really does.
begins, depending on how we can access it, I guess I will talk about Fight Island.
You'll be the Fight Island correspondent.
Yeah.
The FIC.
I want to be the Fight Island correspondent. That sounds like my dream fucking job, man.
Oh man.
So yeah, Sean, were
So
you
good.
saying that you had a New Year's resolution?
I was just gonna work out more and eat less crap because I've snacked a lot during
I
lockdown.
mean, vague but respectable.
That's basically mine. Like I've went on runs every morning with my partner. And like I've been eating healthy. And jeans that I couldn't fit into on Christmas Day, like comfortably, I can now fit into fine.
Nice.
I've
That's a
shed
very
the
quick
weight.
turnaround.
Shed the weight, my guy.
See,
Mate,
I
we
have
all
the
know
same...
how Liam can shed weight.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that it's usually from pretty. We're not getting to it. But like,
But anyway, yeah.
Chefing
What I was gonna
industry
say is like,
cocaine is a real problem.
I have the same kind of ideology. Not the cocaine ideology. not eating as much fucking garbage ideology, but like I don't know. I don't make it a resolution. Like I don't want to give it a grand title when it's just something I'm doing.
No,
well, I
I,
figured I'd get into ketamine this year. That was my.
Wow, so respectable. Yes, Queen.
But where I know at least
Self-care,
three
you
chefs
know,
that
you
can
know.
get you that within the
Self-care
hour.
Thursdays with Gilbert.
no, I agree with Adam. Where like it's not as much a resolution as like I'm gonna try this, but like I'm not like gonna like beat myself up if I don't do it.
I have to
Yeah.
build a habit out of something for me to actually do it. That's the simplest way to put it. Like, if I'm not doing that shit like every day or almost every day, it's not gonna happen.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm gonna do ketamine before I work out, so that I associate the two things
Hell
and build
yeah.
a real habit. No, I'm kidding. I'm not gonna do ketamine, please. The police go leave me
Oh,
alone.
of course not.
I
For-
would
That's
never
far
do
too
legal
expensive for
purposes,
Gilbert's
everything we say
what
on
he's
this
gonna do is
podcast
gear.
is a work of fiction.
Yeah, we're like Queen's Gambit. We're a work of fiction. We're not real.
Yeah, I'm gonna scarf down horse tranquilizers while standing on a chair.
Well, that's
That's my
appropriate as we were
risk.
talking about ketamine. But yeah, no,
I'm actually taking coke right now.
I have the trying to be healthy thing. I kind of want to learn. This isn't a New Year's resolution, but I watched Cobra Kai, and I like really want to learn a martial art again. I've wanted to learn a martial art like a bunch of times in my life, and I know before anyone comments on it, Cobra Kai is not how martial arts actually are at all. But like, it just seems cool, man. You know,
Just knowing how
it's
to
also really
defend
good for.
yourself.
It's
Can
not
we
even
actually
that for
talk
like
about
the
Cobra Kai?
discipline it brings, etc.
Fitness, punching people in the throat,
Yeah,
fitness,
Like,
or how to
punching
box.
wanna
people
do
I'd
in
like to
the
learn
boxing.
how to
throat.
box.
I do want to learn how to do the box, but
We should have a
obviously
spar
COVID
league.
says no. COVID says no, my guy.
We'd bring the boxing gloves over.
Gilbert, you're like 2 foot taller than me. I would not survive that just on height alone.
This actually ties really well into two things. It ties really well into Cobra Kai because I literally brought it up, and it ties into my VR fitness. I've been playing Thrill of the Fight. What a fucking game, my guy! It is so exhausting. You have to actually fight people, and you do not do damage if they're blocking. So you have to like intelligently box to beat them. Obviously, you don't actually get hit in the face, so there's no real threat there. So the game basically just tries to wear you out. I'm not quite sure how the punching mechanic works, but whenever you get punched really hard, if you're not moving, you will die. You will like get knocked out and die. So you have to like sprint on the spot, sort of, to keep yourself awake. And so
Okay.
if you continuously get battered, you'll just die of fucking exhaustion. Like you'll just not be able to get back up, you know.
You'll get fucking clobbered, mate.
But also it's scored like normal boxing is, so you have to not get punched in order to show you're the better boxer. Because it's really fucking hard to knock someone out. I had to beat the shit out of a dude's liver to even beat him on the scorecards. It was so
You
hard.
beat the shit out of his liver individually.
Well,
Yes.
so my strategy, not to get into it
Or
'cause it's kind
punch.
of boring, was to continuously block and duck down, and then just like punch him in his left fucking like with my right hand to his left liver, well to his liver from the left, and just keep fucking hitting that shit.
As opposed to his right
Yeah,
liver.
shut the fuck up, man. And then I would like hop up and just give him a massive fucking left hook, and eventually I won on points because I kept knocking him down with that strategy. But it was so fucking exhausting. Because see, even if you put his hand up, it blocked all the damage from that full left hook. Like all of it. It just makes your entire swing pointless. So you really have to
And
pick your
what the
punches.
fuck?
Yeah.
See, Gilbert, this is where you set up a mechanical arm that knows when you get punched in the game.
It just hits me.
Punches you in real life.
Yeah, so you
Why?
get
Why?
really
Why do
good.
that? Why do that when you can literally just ask me to come over and I'll
Yeah,
just
we'll
stand
do it
there
for
and wait for
free,
you to
man.
get
We will
punched?
beat the fuck out of you
Yeah,
for
you just
nothing.
wait for like a game slapping effect to happen and you just punch me in the face.
We hear a loud like slapping noise and we just go in.
Yeah.
Sean can be the left hooks, I'll be
Sure,
the
Sean
right.
swoops
Liam
the
can be
leg,
gut
you guys
punch.
just start kicking the shit out of me.
This is what happens when you're a failure. Go again.
This is not the game. Fucking.
You die in the game, you die in real life.
But yeah, for anyone who's trying to get fit this year, I would recommend Thrill of the Fight so much. It's so good.
Not available.
If you
It's
have
really
a
fun as
VR
well.
and or money to drop on VR.
It's
Yeah.
like, yeah, no, but if you already have a VR headset, it's really good. Like, it's like having a whole boxing gym at your disposal. It's obviously not quite as good, but it's got a lot of cool stuff, and it measures like how hard you punch based on the velocity the controllers are moving and stuff like that, and that's really cool.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
But, you know,
The
As soon as COVID says yes, I might just like start boxing, depending on how much time I
yeah,
have.
yeah. But this is a good way to get ahead of it. I'd like to try boxing as well. But according to the game, I'm really fucking weak for my height because it has a strength modifier, and the strength modifier
Yeah.
was originally 2.4, so it was saying I was 2.4 times more strong than whatever the base strength was, right? And I was like, oh,
Yeah.
pog, but it was just basing that off my height because it assumed I had a certain mass based off my height because I didn't actually tell it how much
Yeah.
I weighed or anything. And then as soon as I started hitting shit, it automatically calculates based on the average of your punches. It just went down, and now it's at like 1.4.
Oh, wow.
So I'm way weaker than I initially was. So my plan is to get back to 2. I want to be big, good punch.
Get on that fisting grind.
I
Uh,
will.
Just eat protein and only do like arm workouts, nothing else. Do
No
not
cardio.
Snort
Can't
raw
risk
eggs.
losing muscle.
Don't
Right.
skip leg day.
Yeah.
Just steroids.
Yeah, the
Dude,
VR
you
fitness has been
anabolic
going.
steroids.
The VR fitness has been going fantastic. So for anyone who's been waiting 3 weeks on my update on VR fitness and Oculus Move, it's very good. I don't use it every day, but I often beat my targets. So I'd recommend it to anyone.
Oh,
VR is good. I just want to report back on that.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Sean had not tried VR though. Well, he had tried it, but he
Oh,
didn't have his VR
yeah.
headset the last time we did the podcast.
but now he's one of the boys.
I bought the fucking BTS pack, by the way. I caved.
Oh my god, you've done it.
I bought the
He
fucking.
just
BTS
went and done
pack.
it.
It's
Gilbert's
so-
a K-pop stan. We're a
It's
K-pop
Gilbert's a
stan
K-pop
podcast.
stan. You're
Genuinely.
not K-pop.
Do you know
The end of pop and K-pop stands for podcast.
the weirdest part of it is the levels are most similar to Linkin Park. Like if I had to equate them to any levels, they're like the Linkin Park levels.
No,
Except
Gilbert,
sometimes
this
a
is
lot
great.
more
This is like a whole
complicated.
new audience for us.
Yeah. Army,
We're
please
branching out.
come and stan us because we are boys of the
Konnichiwa,
K-pop.
while hitting a whole new demographic.
Wow,
That's
Liam.
very wrong.
I'm
Wow.
gonna put hashtag BTS.
Time
and
for
Liam's gonna
Liam to get
cancelled.
Oh no, please.
Time for Lee to get Twitter cancelled.
What do I put?
'Cause it's the
BTS or
wrong
Call Me
language.
Carson, which will drag in more views.
Both.
Both.
ETS, call me Carson at 3 a.m. Gone wrong, gone sexual.
But yeah, it's
Oh,
very
no.
good. Some of the songs I like a lot more than others, but that's to be expected. But all of the levels so far have been interesting.
Yeah.
There's one map that I straight up stopped though, because I was like fucking. I was still able to play, but I was like losing my shit. It was like fucking doing acid or some shit. I could not comprehend what was happening
Yeah.
with my arms. I was just genuinely afraid for my
Too
own
much
safety.
BT in the S.
Oh,
Um,
mate.
honest. Speaking of VR, right? I've played Gilbert's Oculus a few times, and I can honestly say that VR terrifies me.
Why? It ain't,
Just
it ain't
like-
real. Close your damn eyes.
Like in Beat Saber, I get scared, man. Like genuinely scared.
Yeah,
like
the
these
walls
blocks are
come
coming
him
at me
and
at
he
a
fucking
pace.
drops.
Like
I see faces in the walls.
No, like, see the walls you
Like-
have to like duck under. Liam
Yeah.
sees them
Fuck.
so late and drops so fast. I get worried about his fucking back every time he does it. 'Cause he doesn't like he does not drop with his legs. He pivots.
He
He's like
drops
a
with his
door hinge, my
spine.
guy.
Fucking
Yeah,
Minecraft door
fold.
opening noise.
I-
Liam throwing himself to the floor.
It's such unfortunate
I fold.
technique.
Like I just fold because I'm very focused on the blocks in front of me that I don't see the wall coming towards me.
Yeah.
Like I see what is directly in front of me and not what's coming, and then I just see it and I do like fucking dead drop just to avoid it.
He also
Thorough.
often makes fear noises. He'll just like see a wave of blocks coming and just go ah and start swinging his arms and then die. But he's trying his
It's
best,
my
you know.
it's my patented move.
The
Scream, die, cry.
You don't fear the cubes, Liam. Embrace them.
Embrace the cube. Become cube.
No, Gilbert has embraced the cube a bit too much, and it worries me.
Oh,
Yeah.
I do not want to embrace the cube.
When I listen to certain songs, my arms just spontaneously move. It's like fucking muscle memory. It's great. it's like fucking Karate Kid, like wax on, wax
Do I
off.
need to
except
start like a
Wax
fucking
on,
Silver.
wax off.
It's Beat
group
Saber
for you?
moves.
We
You're
need to
so
send
lost
Gilbert
in
to
the
rehab.
sauce.
I'm so lost in the
Wait.
sauce. It's so fun though. Oh, I would recommend Beat Saber to literally anyone, but it is like ketamine, which I'll also be trying before I play Beat Saber.
Right, can we get a live review of Ketamine on the podcast next week? Can
I'll
we
I'll
hit
do
that?
ketamine live on the podcast next week. I won't actually Spotify. I will not actually Spotify.
It's a lie. It's
Don't
a
take me
bit,
down.
guys. It's a bit. It's a lengthy
It's
bit.
a joke. It's a funny joke. Please acknowledge the context. Just because Sean wanted to talk about it, and it does link into the karate and martial arts that I was talking about earlier. Cobra Kai is a fucking phenomenal show. It's so good.
I haven't seen it, but
It's
I've heard
way
good
better than it
things.
has any right to be.
It's so good. It's yeah. It's you don't expect it to be as
I've
good
heard
as it.
good things.
I've-
I've got so much to go through right now that I can't even think
Have you
about
seen
watching
season
Cobra Kai
3
yet.
yet, Sean?
I watched all of season 3 on New Year's Day when it came out.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, it's amazing. All the characters are so good. It's so interesting.
I
There's
do
not
they
a
have
point
the
where
original
I'm like,
cast
why does
members.
this happen? This is bad. I'm just watching this shit and I'm like, why didn't we learn karate when we were teenagers? Drama would have been so much more interesting if we settled it with karate. What the fuck?
It's like I love that like they don't try to change like any of the original characters or anything. They humanize them more and they give them more development and like
They
they
just
make
give
you
them,
like them more,
like, make
but
them
they don't
adults.
like they don't get rid of any of the like 80s cheese, especially with like Kreese is like the best example. He is still the exact like
I fucking hate
like
Kreese so much.
he's
Crease.
If you have not
he's
watched
the
Cobra
he's
Kai,
the
by the
bad
way,
guy from the
that
first
is a
movie.
minor spoiler. I apologize. If you've not watched Cobra Kai, we might spoil it a little bit, but we'll try not to because
Well,
Adam,
can
you
spoil it for me.
absolutely
season
should
3 only
watch it.
came out recently.
It's
but I don't
cheesy nonsense
wanna.
drama, but it's the
so good.
best
Mate,
cheesy
it
nonsense
really
drama.
makes me wish that we knew karate when we used to get in drama more often. Because it would have made shit so much more fun. Like, whenever the boys were disagreeing about something, they just fucking settled it with karate. That would have been so great. Makes me sad, man.
It is legitimately an incredible show, and
It's so
it's yeah.
Speaking of drama, have y'all heard about the rumors of Kanye West and Jeffree Star having an affair?
Yeah, that's
What?
true. That's true. that's just
I don't
bullshit.
think it's true.
In other news, though, Kanye and Kim are getting divorced.
What?
That
Yeah,
is
did you not
happening.
see that?
Oh my
Yeah.
god! I mean, it makes sense.
She's divorcing him.
Isn't Kim like a
Oh,
weird?
they're-
Isn't like she's like leftist in her like ideology, kind of, and he's like a fucking MAGA boy. So it
Yeah.
doesn't. How can you be married?
I mean, also remember when he was like, "My daughter was an accident." Kim says I shouldn't have said that on Twitter.
Yeah, remember when he was at a rally and said, "We almost aborted her." Like,
Yeah.
Remember when he ran for president?
Yeah.
Oh my god! I genuinely 2020 had so much shit happen that Kanye running for president wasn't even a big deal. Like, it
Kanye
wasn't
is
even surprising.
man he's
See-
fucking lost it.
see Kim's lawyer, like he's the one who leaked supposedly the Jeffree Star and Kanye stuff, and that's why they're getting divorced.
What the
Apparently,
fuck?
I am saying this is a rumor.
I'm
Like,
sure it's not why they're
nothing's
getting divorced. I'm sure
Yeah.
there's many reasons they're getting divorced.
oh yeah, but apparently this is one of them. Like, this actually happened. Apparently,
No
like
fucking
putting
way.
that in there. Apparently,
Putting
I
that
mean,
in there,
Jeffree,
alright. Wait.
Jeffree Star does have a lyric saying he sucked off Kanye West in one of his songs.
I don't know
Jeffree
Jeffree
Star's a
Star.
fucking terrible person.
Yeah.
Yeah, but this, yeah.
Yeah.
So's Kanye though.
Yeah, Kanye's not much better. I'm not sure what I'm getting at.
Yeah, like there's multiple tweets of Jeffree Star like hinting that he's done stuff with Kanye.
Kanye,
blah,
let me
blah,
suck your dick, honey. Fucking like dated 2019. Yeah, okay.
That's a really funny thing to happen, though.
blah. Yeah, like I obviously Don't know if it's true. Nothing's confirmed. Blah blah blah.
Yeah, but
But
regardless,
that's
the
rumor.
rumor alone is funny that it
The
exists.
The
rumor
rumor
it come
alone's
out.
wild.
Yeah,
Yeah, goddamn.
man, I'm. I'd fucking hate to be famous. Share the
Yeah,
podcast
because
with your
everything
friends.
you do is put under a microscope. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, that's true. I'd like to be like famous enough that like to make money, but not famous enough to like be famous.
Like Tom Scott.
Yeah, Tom Scott. Yeah, Tom Scott's a perfect example. Tom Scott's really cool as well. I really respect him as like a content creator because he just makes bangers, and I think that's what they should do. Like Ludwig made like talked about parasocial relationships a lot as well, and that like you should watch content creators because they make good content, not because you're like friends with them.
Yeah.
And you know, because you're
So
not.
all of our
They have no
friends,
idea who
please
the fuck
stop
you
watching.
are. Like we, yeah, okay, but in terms of like big, like relatively large content creators, if
Yeah.
there was 1,000 people watching right now, I wouldn't. I wouldn't know them. I'd maybe know if some of our friends were, but I wouldn't know them.
Wow, Gilbert, why do you say that about your fans? Yeah.
What's
I get
Gilbert?
what you
Joke's
mean.
on
I
you, you
remember
don't have it.
I saw the exact same Ludwig clip purely because Jay Schlatt talked about it in a video.
Yeah.
And it's just I don't know. It always strikes me as weird how like people are just like, this YouTuber says they're my friend, so they're actually no, they're fucking not.
Yeah.
Like, why? Why? How do you get yourself into that belief?
I think there's an important element of like kids need to be educated about like healthy relationships on the internet and stuff like that. Like, and they always have needed to be educated on it, but it's never been
Yeah.
something that's been a concern. But it should have been a concern like 1995, you know?
Yeah, when the
But
internet was
what did
starting
we
to be
get fucking taught about internet when we were at school?
We didn't taught dick all other than like don't
Yeah.
put your
Do
penis
not
on
put
the
penis on internet.
not put
End.
penis internet. More questions.
Stay. It stay there forever. No do. Done.
If you put an image online, you can't get it offline.
You can't delete it. It doesn't delete. It stays there forever.
That yeah, they always really gave us like kind of like weird, misleading information. It's like when you post an image, you can't delete an image. I mean, you
Yeah.
can
If
but
you're-
unless someone
yeah.
saves it.
Someone can
Yeah.
copy it.
Yeah, but in theory, if you delete a picture that no one else has seen, it's not gonna stay on the internet forever.
Gone.
Yeah.
Like it's in the hard. It's in their like fucking archives for like a month until they delete everything there.
Yeah.
'Cause, you know, it's like fucking goddamn.
We just gotta educate them children.
Yeah.
But
You gotta get
general
your
rule of
education.
thumb, don't put your
In this day and age.
genitalia on the internet.
Don't
But
put your genitalia on the internet,
But also,
Liam.
people online aren't your friends unless you've like, you know,
Unless they're your
unless-
friends.
unless they're actually your friends, like you talk to them regularly and they talk to you like a regular human on a one-on-one scenario, and you can trust them and have seen their face and heard their voice and such. Then they're your friends.
Yeah. Other than that, they're probably just a
Adam,
person
I
you
like
watch.
how
on-
you said my name.
I was just saying, Liam, you want to do any self-advertisement, but I don't think that's allowed.
Spotify would take us down. They don't
Yeah.
appreciate sex workers.
So Liam may or may not have an OnlyFans. You may or may not
Liam
be able
does.
to click on it in the YouTube description.
Oh,
Yeah.
no.
We'll see. We'll see. I'm sure you
Hey,
can
man.
find it if you're
Just
local. You have to
helping a
earn
homie
Liam's
out. I'll
OnlyFans.
shout out the podcast.
You have to earn Liam's OnlyFans. Okay.
Writes on his hog.
If you get the podcast enough if there's enough viewers on the podcast, we'll send Liam an audible meme vinyl disc.
When do our viewers get those free hog pics?
The cross promotion with Liam's
We're offering
OnlyFans.
a similar service to Carson, free hog pics if you subscribe.
Oh lord.
But only if the viewer is 17.
Oh, stop.
This-
Oh, man.
Okay, so I think that fairly covers
See,
New Year's
the thing
resolutions.
Yep. That's a resolution, all right.
No, I was just going to say, you say you'd shout me out on this podcast. I should have more fans.
Yeah,
than
fuck
you
up.
guys have viewers.
Fuck you. Anyway,
That's fine.
Gilbert, any more topic?
I was gonna talk briefly on how the fuck Liam is so addicted to Big Bang Theory. You want to
How the
explain
fuck are you
that?
so
Like,
addicted to Big Bang Theory?
yeah, what's going on there? Have you actually watched the show? Do you know how garbage it is?
Yeah, I've watched the show, but like, I don't know. I like garbage sitcoms.
You know
like,
what? I feel like I can't comment on Liam being addicted to like garbage that is Big Bang Theory. I had hot dogs for dinner. Do you guys know what's in hot dogs? Because
This is a really weird like segue, but
No.
yeah.
No, but it makes sense. Like hot dogs is
Yeah, but-
like the Big Bang Theory of food.
Yeah, but your hot dog's not gonna stand up and fucking laugh track and then go pay me.
Hot dogs taste like laugh tracks, man. Like they're kind of good, but like fucking terrible.
They're kind of good, but I fucking hate them.
Yeah,
I refuse to eat them.
yeah. And then you drink the
by the way,
water.
I'd
and you're
just like to
"Ugh."
say I've watched the
No
show
one-
through like
No one
once.
drinks the water, Gilbert.
The water's
Gilbert,
tastes
No
stop.
one
like
drinks the
Gilbert,
water.
you have a
Stop
problem with hot
drinking
dog
like a
water. You
savory
have a
drink.
problem with
It's a
hog water.
savory drink.
It's not
Oh,
a savory
no.
drink. It's hog water.
You mix it
Oh.
with the pickle water and you make a cocktail. It's
No, no.
Savory
Oh
drink.
Christ, no. Add a little bit of sugar, sweet and savory.
Yeah.
Mm,
How do
that's
you
a
think they
10.
make
That's a
sweet and sour
10.
sauce?
You get
And
the sweet, and then you get the sour, and then you put it together, and it's the sweet and sour sauce. Duh.
Speaking of sour, by the way, my
Uh-oh.
fucking my baby boy is getting bubbling. I'm so
Is your
proud of
baby
You
him.
talking
boy
about your
still
dick?
growing? No, he's talking about his sourdough.
We're
Oh,
talking
okay,
about
okay.
sourdough.
Sourdough starter.
Last time I checked, never mind. It sounded weird. It's like last time I checked, his dick isn't sour.
When did you check?
I don't know. You tell me. You lived with him.
Was the summer of '69, and oh boy, did we!
But anyways, yeah. Not his dick, his dough. Now tell us about your
Yeah.
dough.
Honestly, man, it's like doubled in size. I'm scared of
Wow, nice dick.
it.
Ni- Terrible.
But every time, like, you have to burp it every few hours because if you leave it, the glass will explode. The jar it's in will just fucking explode because of gas buildup.
like a little like pew, or like a sending shards into the adjacent wall. Pew.
Depends how long you leave it.
Oh, I hope you leave it for a while.
um,
Bam.
but this would be like if you left it for like a solid like 18 hours. It might
Question,
break
chef.
the glass.
What makes sourdough sour?
It's the yeast, like basically fermenting. You're
Okay.
basically your sourdough starter ferments for however long you leave it. I'm probably going to do like a 1 or 2 week sourdough starter,
Yeah.
and then basically however long you leave it is
1
however
or 2 weeks.
however much tang you get.
Also, I'd like to say, every time you said sourdough starter to me in a conversation, I always assumed you meant like as a starter you were making sourdough,
Yeah.
not that it was
No, you need
called
like you need like
Yeah.
a primer.
Yeah,
a fucking
Yeah.
primer bread.
bro. All you're thinking
Yeah.
about is paint.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sean's
I'm
analogies
painting.
are all painting. Mine are all hot
How's the
dogs.
paint fumes in the brain going?
Oh no, that's I'm painting a plague marine.
Are
He's
you
got some-
literally
Some
painting right
cool
now?
charms.
Sean's a dick.
It's zen.
Check
It's a
out
zen
Sean's
moment.
Etsy in 4 months where he'll be painting things for you.
Mate, if I could make money off
Sean
of this,
and
and
his
my paint jobs aren't good enough for it,
Painted dildo.
that'd be pretty cool.
I mean, just underpay yourself.
Sean and his custom painted bad dragons
flavor.
now on Etsy.
Oh no, Sean and
You got
Liam,
a theme building up, Liam.
We all have different web services. Sean's
know what,
the
I'm-
Etsy guy. Liam's the OnlyFans guy. Gilbert's the I don't know. You'll do your coding homework for somebody.
Am I not the podcast guy? Do I not produce this fucking podcast we're on right now?
Oh yeah, this. Yeah, that.
Fucking dumbass, man. Right. I think we're gonna end the recording here because this
Yeah.
podcast has went on and delved deeper into darkness long enough. So thanks for
Well-
watching the Audible Meme podcast. If you did enjoy it, make sure and subscribe to the YouTube channel. If you made it this far and you're not subscribed, come on, man. Like,
I know.
Yeah,
like,
what are you
what's going
doing?
on?
by the way, Gilbert, you said about delving into the darkness. That's what you get when you invite me.
Yeah, yeah. So we'll have another darkness episode in probably like a month or two.
Same
yeah.
sour dick. Pog time next week.
Yeah. See you next week.
Adios,
thanks for
everyone.
watching.